Hello, welcome to Golden Table Tennis, where we talk about table tennis, analyze players, and make match predictions. Today is going to be a special episode where we'll cover a topic that goes beyond table tennis. Regular fans know we are all about table tennis, but with the Olympics just wrapping up, we're going to discuss something that affects not just table tennis, but all sports. Big Match Temperament. First of all, what is Big Match Temperament? Well, it is basically referring to an athlete's ability to perform at their best under the pressure of high-stakes situations, such as Olympics, World Championships, or other important competitions. It involves staying calm, focused, and confident when the stakes are highest, often distinguishing great players from merely good ones. In sports, many athletes have the skills and physical abilities, but those with strong big match temperament can maintain their composure, make smart decisions, and deliver clutch performances when it matters the most. This mental toughness is crucial for achieving success in major tournaments. We all know that Wang Chuqin shockingly crashed out in the round of 32 at the Olympic Games, losing to Truls Morgaard, an opponent he had beaten in all 8 of their previous encounters. Many people are now questioning his reliability and his ability to handle pressure in the most crucial moments. There are a lot of talk about whether he has what it takes to win big tournaments, with some even calling for Ma Long to come back and save China's reputation. Big match temperament isn't something everyone can develop. Some players, no matter how hard they try, just don't have it. Take Lin Gaoyuan for example. He's a well-known player for choking and losing to foreigners, even when he has a significant lead. Lin made his appearance on the world stage at 23, but he struggled with his mentality throughout his career. Now at 29, he still hasn't overcome this issue. That is why China isn't putting too much emphasis on him anymore. They've tried to help him develop, but the results just haven't been there. On the other hand, there are players like Zhang Jike and Jiang Yining who are naturally confident. Zhang Jike, for instance, is a player who isn't afraid of anything. During the Rio Olympics, he even looked like he was falling asleep, and coach Liu Guoliang had to wake him up. Yet, he still made it to the final. Liu Guoliang has even mentioned that Zhang Jike's confidence is on another level, saying that if Zhang Jike ever got nervous, then Liu Guoliang would be even more nervous. For Jiang Yining, she has a kind of confident arrogance. In one of her interviews, she bluntly stated, "The moment I shake my opponent's hand, I already know that this match is over for her." Some people criticize this attitude as arrogance, but I believe it's this mentality that helped her become one of the only 3 women in Olympic table tennis history to win 2 consecutive gold medals. There's something fascinating about the Olympics and World Championships. On paper, there shouldn't be anything significantly different about these tournaments, it's just the name. In fact, the Olympics often don't feature all of the world's best players due to restrictions of NOCs and qualification rules. Many top athletes miss out, while some players from countries with lower sporting levels get to compete. Despite this, players who usually excel in regular tournaments often falter in these big events. Why does this happen? The answer lies in the psychological pressure and weight of expectations. The Olympics and World Championships carry a prestige and significance that regular tournaments don't. The stakes are higher, and for many athletes, winning an Olympic gold or a World Championship is the pinnacle of their career. This pressure can affect even the most experienced players, leading to unexpected outcomes. The mental aspect of competing on the world's biggest stage is what often separates those who can thrive under pressure from those who struggle. And it's not just table tennis. Athletes in other sports also miss out on major titles despite their incredible skills. Take Lee Chongwei in badminton for example. He's a prime example of a great player who couldn't secure major titles. With 69 Super Series title and holding the record for the longest time as world number 1, 349 weeks in total, including a 138-week streak. He's undeniably successful. However, he never won an Olympic or World Championship title. Lee Chongwei reached the Olympic finals 3 times in Beijing, London, and Rio, but finished silver each time. His situation is similar to Wang Hao in table tennis, who also reached the Olympic finals 3 times without securing the gold. Lee Chongwei also reached the World Championship finals 3 times and ended up 2nd place each time. On the other hand, you have relatively less prominent players like Singapore's Law Ken Yew, who seized the opportunity during the COVID pandemic. With the absence of top players post-Olympics and others form plummeted after the Olympics, Law Ken Yew clinched Singapore's first ever World Championship title in badminton. At that time, Singapore wasn't considered a badminton powerhouse, and Law Ken Yew wasn't even seen as a medal favourite. His skills and achievements are nowhere near those of retired legends like Lee Chong Wei and Lin Dan. Yet, he managed to take home the title, something even the great Lee Chong Wei never achieved. However, after that victory, Law Ken Yew fell off. He wasn't able to win another title until 3 years later at the Spain Masters earlier this year. But before this, he kept losing in earlier rounds, losing to completely unknown or lower-ranked players. Due to this, many regarded him as the luckiest world champion during unfavorable times for others, or the lowest quality world champion there is. Many doesn't want to acknowledge his world champion title as he won it during others' vulnerable time, and that world championship has no value due to the low amount of top players. But regardless of how you complain, Law Ken Yew's name will forever be written in the books as a former world champion from Singapore, while Lee Chong Wei doesn't. Perhaps this is called fate, and some players just aren't destined to win. Besides Lee Chong Wei, another badminton player who hasn't achieved a Grand Slam is Tai Tzu Ying, often regarded as the female equivalent of Lee Chong Wei. She has been an outstanding player, holding the #1 ranking for an extended period. However, she hasn't secured an Olympic gold or a World Championship title. She came close in the final, but always finished second best. Returning to table tennis, there are a few players with a similar fate. Wang Liqin, a legendary player and one of China's best of all time. Despite high expectation for him to achieve a Grand Slam, he never did. Wang Liqin won the World Championship title 3 times but never secured an Olympic gold, which is quite ironic. He lost to Ma Lin, a player he had beaten numerous times in World Championships and regular tournaments. On the other hand, Ma Lin's fate was reversed. He achieved Olympic gold but never won a World Championship title despite reaching the finals 3 times. Chen Meng, the newly crowned defending Olympic champion, is one of the only 3 female players to win 2 consecutive Olympic golds. However, she is still not considered a Grand Slam because she has never won the World Championship title. She had the opportunity to match Zhang Jike and become the second table tennis player to achieve the fastest Grand Slam, but she fell short at the 2021 World Championships and again in the 2023 Durban World Championships. Whether she will reach that status before her retirement remains uncertain. Speaking of Chen Meng, it's impossible not to mention Sun Yingxia, who represents the opposite scenario. She has won the World Cup and the World Championship title, but has fallen short in the Olympics twice. However, she is still young and has many years ahead of her. We'll have to wait and see how her career unfolds. In the next section, I am going to show you some less prominent players who perform well in big events. Truls Morgaard is really an unpredictable player. It's hard to label him as a great player given his inconsistent performance in WTT events, where he has struggled to win titles and his ranking even dropped out of the top 20. When he reached the final of the World Championships in Houston, many dismissed it as luck, calling him a one-hit wonder. His rise to the world #4 after that success has led to some to criticize the ranking system as flawed. However, as we witnessed at the Paris Olympics, Truls Morgaard once again defied expectation at a major tournament. He managed to defeat the most dominant and consistent player of 2024, someone he had never beaten in their previous 8 encounters, all in the crucial moments of the Olympics. With this, I doubt it is still convincing to call him lucky. While he didn't capture the win in either of those major tournaments, it is still safe to say that he is a player who delivers when it matters the most. Despite being relatively average in regular tournaments, he elevates his game to an extraordinary level in big events. Chen Meng. Now, why is Chen Meng on this list? It might seem odd since she already won the World Cup and 2 Olympic golds. However, the reason she's here is due to the controversy surrounding her selection for the Olympics. Many people believe she didn't deserve the Olympic slot, arguing that Wang Manyu should have been sent instead, especially given Wang Manyu's stronger performance during the Olympic qualification period. Critics also pointed to Chen Meng's loss to Hina Hayata in the 2024 World Team Table Tennis Championships in Busan as evidence of her inconsistency. Despite her perceived averageness leading up to the Olympics, Chen Meng rose to the occasion when it mattered the most. She defeated the most dominant player at the time and the heavy favourite for the Olympic gold, Sun Yingxia. This victory silenced many of her critics and solidified her status as a reliable player. Li Yang, Wang Qilin. Another badminton doubles pair that might seem out of place here, given that they were former Olympic gold medalists. However, the reason they are included is due to their poor performance after the Tokyo Olympics. They fell into a rut, with their performance declining significantly, leading to numerous losses against other pairs. This downturn even prompted Li Yang to announce his retirement in 2024. Rightfully, no one expected them to win a medal in the Paris Games, yet they defied all odds and secured the gold medal, becoming the first men doubles pair to ever win 2 Olympic gold medals. Aaron Chia and So-Yik. Aaron Chia and So-Yik are a truly unique pair in badminton. Despite struggling in regular tournaments, they have consistently delivered in major ones. They made history as the first Malaysian pair to win the World Championship title in 2022, ending Malaysia's 45-year wait for a world title in badminton, something even the legendary Lee Chong-wei couldn't achieve despite his stellar career. Before this, they had never won a Super Series title, not even one. They were often stopped in the semi-finals, earning them the label of semi-final specialists and criticisms for being mentally weak. But their first ever title together as a pair? The World Championship title. How ironic is that? They also secured a bronze medal for Malaysia in the Tokyo Olympics and successfully defended their bronze in Paris, delivering Malaysia's first medal at the Paris Games when the nation was prepared to go home empty-handed. Although they are no longer the reigning world champions, they managed to secure a bronze in the 2023 World Championships, showing their remarkable ability to perform at the highest level when it matters the most. Players who fail to deliver at the highest stage. Number 1. Timo Boll. Timo Boll was one of the very last few non-Chinese players to reach the world number 1 ranking. During his prime, he defeated many of the world's best players, including top Chinese players like Ma Lin, Ma Long, and Jiang Jike. In an era dominated by Chinese players, Timo Boll stood out and achieved significant victories. However, he never became a world champion or Olympic champion. For some reason, he never played his best at the Olympics, and in 2016, he even lost to Nigeria's Quadri Aruna in the round of 16. Shi Yuqi. Shi Yuqi is a badminton player. Before the Paris Olympics, Shi Yuqi reached the world number 1 status for the first time in his career, surpassing the long-time holder Victor Axelsen. He began winning several tournaments leading up to the Olympics, becoming the most dominant male singles badminton player of the time. He soon became a favourite for the gold medal, with even Lin Dan admitting that Shi Yuqi was in the best form. But what happened? He crashed out in the quarterfinals to Thailand's Kunvalut Witisaran, an opponent he had previously defeated comfortably. This resulted in China not only missing the chance to win gold, but also finishing without a medal in men's singles for the first time in 20 years. Very similar to Wang Chuqin's case. He was dominant before the Olympics and held the world number 1 ranking spot but failed to secure a medal. The only difference is that Shi Yuqi was dominant for a few months leading up to the Olympics, whereas Wang Chuqin has held the number 1 spot for a longer period of time. He is 28 years old this year and hasn't secured major titles like the World Championships or the Olympics. Marcus Fernaldi-Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo. Marcus Fernaldi-Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, a men's doubles badminton pair, commonly known as the Minions, were known for their incredible speed and fast play. They held the world number 1 spot for a long time and were widely regarded as a potential Grand Slam champion. However, they never won a world championship or an Olympic gold medal. In the Tokyo Olympics, they were stunned by the Malaysian pair Aaron Chia and So-Yik, who they had never lost to in 7 previous encounters. Sounds familiar? Yes, you're right. They shared the same fate as Wang Chuqin against Truls Morgaard in the Olympics, so it happens to the best in the world in other sports as well. Apart from having the right mentality, I believe that sometimes luck also plays a role in whether or not someone becomes a Grand Slam champion. Many people don't believe in luck, but the story I'm about to tell you might change your mind. Kento Momota, a renowned badminton player and a two-time world champion, was absolutely dominant between 2018 and 2020. In 2019, he won 11 titles, setting a record for the most titles won in a single calendar year, surpassing the previous record of 10 titles held by Lee Chong-wei. With such an incredible track record, you would think that Momota was destined to become the next Grand Slam winner, right? Unfortunately, God had other plans. After winning the Malaysia Masters in 2020, Momota was involved in a serious car crash on his way to the airport. The car crash claimed the life of the driver, and Momota suffered multiple injuries, including a broken nose and facial lacerations. As if that was not bad enough, God decided to play another trick on Momota: COVID-19. Momota was tested positive for COVID, which may have severely impacted his recovery. After the accident and COVID, Momota was never the same player. In the Tokyo Olympics, he was shockingly defeated in the group stage by South Korea's Hyo Kwang-hee, crashing out of the Olympics in front of his home crowd. His struggles continue. He was unable to regain his previous form, losing to lesser-known players in subsequent tournaments. Eventually, Momota announced his retirement, ending what could have been an even greater career. Ironically, while Momota's career took a downturn, the player he dominated with a head-to-head record of 14 wins to 3 losses, Viktor Axelsen, has already become a Grand Slam champion. 2 of those losses came after Momota's car crash, highlighting the impact of the accident on his performance. Not only has Axelsen achieved the Grand Slam, but he has also become the second player after Lin Dan to win the Olympic gold medal twice. It's incredibly disheartening to see a player you know you could dominate achieve something so monumental while you didn't, all because of an unfortunate accident. It's beyond sad to see such a talented and potential player derailed by circumstances beyond his control. Sometimes, it just seems like luck, or the lack of it, can truly determine the course of an athlete's career. I believe there are more players who fit this category, but to avoid making the video too long, I'll stop the listing here with the most well-known examples of players who didn't and couldn't achieve a Grand Slam due to mentality, luck, or other reasons. After Wang Chuqin's failed attempt at the Olympic singles, many may question which category he actually fits into. Will he become an eventual Grand Slam champion in the future, or will he join the list of great players who never win the big titles? To be fair, it's too early to make definitive judgments about Wang Chuqin's career. While his Olympic setback may raise doubts, it's important to remember that many great players have faced similar challenges before eventually achieving success. Whether he becomes a Grand Slam champion or not will depend on his ability to learn from his experiences, adapt, and continue improving his game. His journey is still unfolding, and only time will tell whether he ultimately stands in the history of table tennis. Wang is just 24 after all. Many athletes at the age of 24 hasn't added any remarkable achievement to their legacy, including the legendary Ma Long we all love. Ma Long didn't win the World Championships at 24, he won his first World Championship title at the age of 27. He won his first Olympics at 28. Fan Zhendong won his Olympic title at 27. Liu Shiwen won her World Champion title at 28. Chen Meng's first Olympic title was when she was 27. Today at 30, hasn't got her World Champion title yet. So why are we judging this youngster so early? Going back to Fan Zhendong, his journey to becoming a Grand Slam champion wasn't overnight either. He didn't win the Olympic gold on his first attempt. It took him 2 tries. His path to becoming a 2-time world champion wasn't instant either. It took him 4 attempts, with failures in 2013, 2015, 2017, and 2019, before finally succeeding in 2021 and 2023. So, why are people so quick to bash Wang Chuqin for 1 failed attempt? Every athlete has the opportunity to prove themselves until the day they retire. It's important to remember that a single setback doesn't define a player's career, especially when they have many more years ahead of them. Is it really fair to label an athlete as unreliable when they still have plenty of time to perform and achieve greatness? Ma Long is truly one of a kind. What he has achieved is the ceiling of table tennis, and I don't think anyone in the near future can surpass what he has accomplished. To this day, there isn't really a second player who come close to matching Ma Long's achievements. With other nations improving in table tennis, we might not even see another absolutely dominant player from China. So I think it's time for people to stop expecting other players to replicate what Ma Long has done. We should also avoid labeling any player who doesn't match Ma Long's achievement as a failure. If Ma Long's accomplishments were easily duplicated, we wouldn't admire him so much now, would we? What makes Ma Long's achievements special is that they are extraordinary, not something just anyone could achieve even with the opportunity. His success is what makes his legacy so valuable. In this video, I've shared with you a lot of stories from different players across the sport of table tennis and badminton. So, what does all this tell us? Whether it's in table tennis, badminton, or any other sport, Big Match Temperament isn't just about skill, it's about mental fortitude, timing, and sometimes even a bit of luck. We've seen legends stumble and underdogs rise to the occasion, but one thing remains true. The journey of an athlete is filled with ups and downs, moments of glory, and lessons from defeat. For players like Wang Chuqin, the story is far from over. Just because someone falters at one stage doesn't mean they won't shine at the next. It's easy to criticize from the sidelines, but what really matters is how athletes respond to setbacks, how they grow, and how they fight to come back stronger. In the end, greatness is not just measured by trophies, but by the ability to rise after every fall, to push through every doubt, and to keep striving for the next big moment. So, let's not rush to conclusions or write off any players too soon. As we've seen, the path to success is rarely straight, and the final chapter has yet to be written. Thanks for watching, and remember, every match, every moment, every point counts. See you next time on Golden Table Tennis. Bye.